Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Carson. I am a makeup artist and a clean beauty enthusiast, and I am here on YouTube to help you figure out what's what in clean beauty. And today's video is a full face of Kosas, arguably one of the biggest players in the clean beauty industry. I did do a full face of Kosas video about a year ago, so I think it's definitely that time of year to update my Kosas video, include all of their recent launches, including their deodorant, their new mascara, their concealer. The way that this video is going to be formatted is the first half of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how everything applies on the face. I'm going to show you how I got this beautiful face of Kosas before you. And then the second half of the video is going to be a really down and dirty and honest review of all of these products. So make sure you stay tuned for the end. And please don't forget that all of these products are linked in the description box. And when you shop through my links, you support me and my channel to thrive in these really tumultuous times. So I thank you to everyone who uses my links. I also have links in there that connect you to all of the biggest stores, including Target, Ulta, Sephora, and some of my favorite clean beauty stores like Credo, Follain, the Detox Market. So if you ever want to just shop and you want to support me at the same time, you can use my links down below. You can bookmark them. And for anyone that does this, it means the absolute world to me. I cannot thank you for all of your support. I love speaking with you. My DMs are always open. I love sharing my opinions on beauty, and I love helping you find products that will genuinely work for you and genuinely improve your life to some degree. With all of that said, let's get straight into this video. Let's talk about Kosas, let's play in some makeup, and let's achieve this stunning face. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so hair is back, and we're gonna start with the first product, which is the tinted face oil. You have to shake it before you use it. Let me tell you a little bit about this foundation. The ingredient list is chef's kiss, so beautiful. In theory, this is my dream product. I am a dry skin lady, as you may know. So let me demonstrate this for you. I'm gonna zoom you on in, and then I'm just gonna apply it straight to the skin. My skin is prepped with marula oil on top of my SPF, Cicaplast Balm, tons of moisturizing ingredients. Let me see in the mirror what this looks like. Oh my God. So from afar, it looks really nice, right? I'm going to zoom you on in so you can see what this looks like right now. I mean, this is nightmare disaster zone right here, look. So, needless to say, it picks up every dry patch that you didn't know existed on your face, and that is why I have not been using this product. Again, you have to stay tuned for the second half of this video where I go really in depth about my opinion on this, who I think this would work best for, so stay tuned for that. I am going to take this off of my face, so I'm gonna wipe this off and I will be right back. Beautycounter Dew Skin, this has been a top favorite of mine for years now, and all this does is it gives a really sheer wash of color while still being hydrating, and it adds another layer of SPF 20. Let's talk about the more recent launch, Kosas Concealer. Again, looking at the ingredients, they are jam-packed with some really interesting, innovative, and cool ingredients. There is caffeine in here, which I always love for the under eyes especially. So let's dot this on. I like using minimal concealer. I'm gonna plop it on this zit right here. And then I have some PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And especially in mask season, this has been my favorite way to do my makeup, where it's just a sheer base with concealer just in the places where I need it. And I like to blend this out with a sponge. You also could do it with your fingers. So let's blend this out. And the best way to blend out concealer, in my opinion, is to go up and down, not swipe it around, but to constantly be patting. That's gonna keep the most coverage. So right now I'm just sort of showing you how this all blends in with a very dewy base. I have 2 of their Duo Chic products. I have Velvet Melon High Intensity, and I've owned this for I think about a year now. I also received their Helios Color and Light Cream palette. This is exclusive to kosasbeauty.com, and this is not the high intensity. This is the regular version. So this is Helios right here, and this is Velvet High Intensity down there. Wow, so what's really cool about this product is that apricot kernel oil is either the first or the second ingredient. So that's showing that it's a really high quality formula, which I will always appreciate, and I will always do my best to point that out in a product. Let's go in with Helios. It's a gorgeous coral. It's like very warm coral tone. And I think this applies the best with fingers, and it definitely can be built up. This deep gold color is certainly deeper than what I would normally choose if I had the option of a highlighter. It works, it's just not gonna be my go-to highlighter because I do find it only works when you mix it in with a blush. Okay, so now let's move on to eyes. I have 4 shades of the 10 Second Eyeshadows. When it comes to this formula, you have to shake it vigorously. Here are the swatches. We have Globe up top, followed by Element, Fahrenheit, then 333. What I will say about this formula is that not all of the shades are created equally. So I've actually tried every single shade except for the 2 blue ones. The more neutral shades are pretty nice and they apply very evenly, whereas the colorful shades, these 2 right here, come off fairly patchy, and it is hard to get a solid swatch out of these. It's difficult when I apply it to my eyes. In all honesty, I really want to go in with 333. The trick, if you want this to look the best, is you're going to need to shake it to oblivion. It does smell like alcohol when you apply it, and it is very watery. So this is the second go with it. Let's do a 3rd layer. It's just a very finicky product, and you have to be willing to build her up. She does dry down pretty quickly. You know what, I'm just gonna show you Globe. Since Globe is a color I actually like and recommend, so I just wanna show you how pretty this is, how much easier it is to apply Globe. So that's just 1 layer of Globe, and it's not as much work. Look, it's not gonna take 10 seconds. It's gonna take a little longer if you want it to look polished. So now that my eyelashes are curled, let's go in with the Big Clean Mascara. In terms of the packaging, it's very heavy. It feels really nice. I also love the color. I think the color is really fun. I think this wand is silicone, even though it doesn't look like it. And the wand is nice because it hugs the lashes really easily with this curved shape. I'm gonna tell you right now, because I do not want anyone to watch this and not watch the end to know my thoughts. This flaked on me really badly. Did not last even halfway through the day, and I didn't do anything strenuous. Flaking to me is the most important thing with mascara, so I didn't want you guys to watch this without knowing immediately that this totally flaked on me. Now I'm gonna talk to you about the Sun Show bronzer. This came out with a splash at the beginning of the summer. The ingredient list is pretty cool again because the first ingredient is mica, and then the second ingredient is meadowfoam seed oil, which I think is pretty cool. So everything about this to me looks like a moisturizing, dewy formula. When you look at it up close, there is definitely shimmer in this, no question. And the way I like to apply this is with my Beautycounter fan powder brush. I just take it, I dip it on the side, and then tap off any excess. I do think the packaging is really cute and pretty. And then I like to go into my hairline, dotting this on. This bronzer is going to give you a glow. like a serious glow. It leans more warm than it does neutral, but I don't think it's orange. It's actually really pretty. You can see one side to the other. It has a really pretty finish to it. It's blending in so nicely with my base. It's not super powdery. It's honestly a really pretty bronzer. I'm happy I could show it to you. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. Now we're gonna talk about my favorite category at Kosas, and that is their lip products. So I'm gonna swatch everything I have on my lips. We're gonna start with their lipsticks. One of their best-selling lipsticks is called Rosewater, which is this pinky nude shade. The Kosas lipsticks are their foundational product. This is the first thing they launched with. It is packed full of delicious mango seed butter, shea butter, cocoa seed butter, green tea seed oil, rosehip seed oil, jojoba oil, sweet orange oil. It just feels so soft and luscious on the skin. It has this beautiful, delicious, elegant vanilla scent, and it just feels nourishing and amazing. And the other shade I have by Kosas is Vegas, which comes in this special exclusive packaging just for this one shade. So Vegas is their nudie nude, and it's almost orange. It's so warm in tone. So this is Vegas. I think it's a bit too warm on me, but it does look nice. I'm not really complaining about it. It's one of my most nude colors in my collection. So this is the Kosas Sport Lip Fuel, and this is in the shade Pulse. It's thicker in consistency. It's a gorgeous color. It has wild mint in it, and I'm just not really a mint lip balm type of person. This is not vegan. There is lanolin oil in it, which comes from sheep's wool. And the mint does kind of dissipate, so maybe I'll throw this in my purse and give it more of a try, because I mean, this color is so beautiful. Now I'm gonna be swatching for you my absolute favorite product, all of the shades of lip oil that I have. There's only one shade that I don't have, and that is called Fruit Juice, which is a bit more of a plummy berry tone. We'll start with Jellyfish, is their clear shade. It has like a slight tint to it. This I've been using for, I think, over a year now. It's beautiful. Smells so good. It has this citrus vanilla type of scent. It feels really comfortable on the lips. It looks really good on the lips. My qualms with this packaging is that it's kind of weird how bulky this top is and how little this tip is, but I have gotten used to it and I'm addicted. This is my third container of the Jellyfish lip oil. There is also hyaluronic acid in here. There are peptides. There's evening primrose oil, avocado oil, shea butter, and cognac root, which is all basically plumping your lips, hydrating your lips. Again, a well thought out formula, and the finish is just delicious. So let me swatch for you the other colors. So now that I showed you Jellyfish, which is arguably one of my favorite shades, I'm gonna show you my least favorite shade, which is Jaws, which is the red one. It is absolutely beautiful. There's nothing actually wrong with it. It's just super pigmented. Stay for the end where I will tell you my full thoughts on Jaws. Next is the shade Malibu, which is this nudie pink. It's basically my lips but better. So this is Malibu. And then we have the nude, which is called Dip. It's a really pretty, warm nude gloss that I did not think I would like as much as I do. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So this right here is Dip. That is the lip oils. I'm gonna zoom out now and I'm gonna go through my thoughts on every single product. This is where everything's gonna come out, so let's discuss. I do actually want to start talking about the deodorant, which I have been testing out the past few days, and this completely works for me. So what's interesting about this deodorant is that it is aluminum free. There is no solid evidence that shows that aluminum is connected to anything dangerous. This is the Serene Clean, and they also have a fragrance free version, and it actually doesn't have that much of a scent. What's interesting about this deodorant is that it's utilizing AHAs to help combat the bacteria in our armpits that cause body odor. This is totally stain-free, it's totally clear. If you're curious about my other favorite aluminum-free deodorants, definitely check out my video, but it is interesting that this one in particular does not utilize baking soda. So if you are sensitive to baking soda, that's something really important to keep in mind with this one. I love the fact that the second ingredient is aloe vera leaf juice, and this has worked really well for me, so I'm very happy about that. Moving on, we're gonna talk about the face oil. Obviously, this does not work for me. I just don't think this is gonna look good on anyone unless you have basically flawless skin with absolutely no dryness, because this picks up my dry patches that I don't even know are on my face. It just doesn't look good, especially not on me. And it's interesting because I was like, who would I recommend this for? And I wouldn't recommend this for oily skin types because it's an oil base. I think this would be very uncomfortable on oily skin types, but in general, I really only think this works on people with normal skin, zero dry patches, and like basically flawless skin. Let's talk concealer. I have been testing this out. I think it's nice. I just wish it didn't have a powdery finish to it. You have to make sure that you're using a very moisturizing base with this. I don't think it's bad. It's just not my personal favorite. I also do want to talk about the concealer shade range. It is notoriously known for being very yellow in undertone. So if you are a little bit more pink or neutral, you might have a really hard time finding your shade. Luckily, I am very yellow and olive in undertone, so this matches me pretty well. Talking about the Chic products, they're a little bit strange. The formula is a little bit strange for me. It isn't that consistent, meaning it gets a little bit melty. I think my Velvet Melon High Intensity has stood up pretty well. And let me show you a brand new one. This one I just received from Kosas. Now, the blush side is pretty much fine, but the highlighter side, it just like is really loose and chunky. And I don't think that's what is intended for this formula. It's still perfectly usable, but it's not the nicest consistency, especially considering that, you know, there's a lot of cream blushes out there that don't do this. They made this really interesting and cool decision to create two different formulas with the same shades, one designed for people who need less pigment and one designed for deeper skin tones that might want more pigment. So why wouldn't you make it so that the regular shades have lighter highlighters to complement those skin tones? So I don't fully understand the highlighter choices. They honestly range pretty deep for anyone that is pale. If you have a medium skin tone or a deeper skin tone, these are gonna work really well for you. For me, it's just a little bit darker than what I usually like. Now, are these still really pretty? Yes, and they actually blend into the blush really nicely. It's not the end of the world and it does work. So I'm happy I got to test out Helios because it is a really beautiful, warm shade that's gonna look so good, especially in the fall. This is the move right here, is a good Helios blush. I'm actually gonna jump right now to talk about the mascara because just over the course of the past 10 minutes, you can see what this mascara is already starting to do. It's totally breaking down. And all I've been doing is sitting, talking to the camera in a cold room with air conditioning. Needless to say, the mascara does not get my stamp of approval. It's honestly a shame because I think it applies really nicely. Let's talk about the eyeshadows. They don't really take 10 seconds. They take a little bit longer than that. They take a little bit of getting used to. The color Globe is really just the standout color here. Element is absolutely stunning. It's this chocolatey brown shade that I think is really, really pretty, but you do have to finesse it. You do have to get used to this formula. It has a high alcohol content, which is gonna help it dry down really quickly and stay longer, but that alcohol could be irritating to some people. I do really like Globe and Element and I will be using them, but unfortunately Fahrenheit and 323 I just think they're too patchy and too difficult to use, and if I want to have a really bright pigmented pop of color, I'm just gonna go in with an eyeshadow. The other issue with them packaging wise is that they're so liquidy and they separate so badly. It takes a lot of work to shake them out, and you also have to be really careful with this container, and you cannot spill this over because it will spill out and it will be a mess. I think it's just a little bit too much work for what the price tag is. Let's get off of that topic and talk about bronzer, because I do really like this product. I think that the shade range does go pretty deep when you take into consideration the spectrum of clean beauty bronzers on the market. This formula is a gorgeous, shimmery, soft, buttery bronzer that I think looks really, really good, and I do highly recommend this. Okay, now we're gonna talk about my favorite category from Kosas that I think everyone needs to check out from Kosas, which are their lip products. Starting with the lipsticks, like I said when I was swatching them, this is an incredibly nourishing formula. The scent is my favorite. It's this gorgeous, soft, elegant vanilla smell. Their components also have this magnetic click to them. Yeah, the lipsticks are just top notch. The lip fuel also feels really nice, and I love the color Pulse. It's a really elegant pinky nude shade. I'm not the biggest fan of the mint, but it doesn't linger too long. And now let's talk about my absolute favorite die-hard holy grail product from Kosas, and that is the lip oils. Jellyfish is the clear. It's beautiful. This is my third tube of Jellyfish. I think it's worth every penny. It goes without saying that they're not sticky. They're not too light. They're really straddle that perfect Goldilocks zone of not being too thick or too thin. Chef's kisses for days over this. The shade Malibu, she's that perfect your lips but better type pink. Dip is a really nice nude. I was worried it'd be a little bit too dark on me, but it looks pretty perfect as I demonstrated earlier. Dip and Malibu to me are like the stars of the show in terms of the color options. Now we're gonna talk about my least favorite lip oil shade, and that's Jaws. I only like using liquid lip products for red lips because I know it will stay. Jaws on top of a red liquid lip gives you that latexy, beautiful, luscious, bright red lip. It's a gorgeous color and it's a gorgeous product. It's just not something that I recommend putting on bare lips. I kind of wish they formulated Jaws to be a little bit more sheer, but I think it's absolutely fine, and that's how I recommend using Jaws. And with that is the end of my Kosas review. I'm so happy I got to do this. Thank you so much to Kosas again for sending me these products. Which one of these products are your favorites? What are you curious to try? Please let me know down below, and don't forget you can purchase all of these products through my links in the description.